G'day everyone, and welcome to a new series here in Farming Simulator 25. This is my take on the used vehicles challenge. So basically, we're starting with these pieces of equipment here. A harvester, a trailer, a tractor, seeder, and a cultivator. And pretty much anything we want to buy from this point on has to come from the used markets. Now I have a whole bunch of mods on here for different pieces of equipment. I think every piece of equipment in this setup right now is a modded piece of equipment, except for the quick front loader and the forks. But everything else is modded. We are playing on the Pichonnière Valley by BlackSheepModding. This is a map I've looked into a lot and have tried to do a lot of sort of videos on. I've wanted to do something for a while, but didn't want to just do another survival series or anything like that. So it's very similar starting to Daggerwin and Chainsaw 100's competitive multiplayer series they have going on, in the sense that I'm starting with 3 random fields. We've got field 79 down here, which I believe is full of rye. Yep. So that's ready to harvest rye. We have 68, which is ready to harvest triticale. And we have field 66, which is just a little grass field that we might cultivate up, or we might use that for our sheds and things like that. But yeah, basically what we're starting with right here is the Sampo Rosenlu C6 harvester. I've had this mod for a while. I just liked the look of it, but didn't know what series I wanted to use it in, and so figured why not do this. Daggerwin and Chainsaw are using it, and it just looked like a good time, so figured why not jump into it now. We have the Meta BMM85 trailer. It's just a generic trailer. We have the New Holland T4 with 95 horsepower, just because it's the highest horsepower that the model comes in. We have the Unia Poznaniak 510-3 seeder. So that's going to be good to get our crops in. And we have the Quivone APX RS 440 cultivator. So pretty much starting how those two gents started their series. Same cultivator, same seeder, same combine. But my tractor and my trailer are different, and my land is different. So it should be good. Now the killer. No leasing of equipment. No leases at all. Like I can't, if I don't own equipment, I can't do jobs. Contracts can be done as usual, but I must own the equipment, you know, that kind of thing. And as I said, we must use the used vehicle sales. Now, I do have the extreme used sales mod on. So we're going to get a new item pop up here every in-game hour. Like right now, there's pretty much nothing we could use. The sprayer would be good, but we don't have 55,000. We're only starting with 1,000. So sort of everything that we've got in here is what we can buy. And it's looking pretty bare for us at the moment. So the 2 recent ones that have just popped up are this Rigitrack and this bag of chicken food. So that's another thing that can pop up in here, is chicken food, fertilizer, lime, anything like that. So what I think we're going to do is we'll jump in our combine. We'll get her started up, and we will make our way to our first field. Now the store's all the way down here in the bottom left of the map, And our first field of rye is right here at field 79. So if we follow this road out, turn right, and then head all the way along here, we'll start our field and we'll start harvesting. Lift the header up while we're going. But yeah, this map looks very fun. Everything I've seen of it looks like it's going to be a great time. It's very big. I like the sort of bigger maps, but with sort of smaller fields. Like the fields in this aren't massive. There's a lot of them, and everything is sort of a big drive away. But I generally enjoy these maps quite a lot. So this is the whole game plan. We need to buy fields basically to make money, buy any equipment we need to get it out of the used sales. That's going to be tough because if stuff that we need doesn't show up, we can't buy it anywhere else. We just have to wait until it's there for us, really. Like a fertilizer spreader, anything like that would be fantastic for us, but they're not in there yet. That's why we've got it refreshing every hour, just to give us a bit more chance. I've got the time set to 5 times, but I might alter that down to 3, just because I feel like it's going to throw too much equipment at us too soon, if that makes sense. But yeah, I'm excited. I've been sitting on this setup for about, I want to say a week, but it's sort of, once they started their multiplayer challenge, competitive multiplayer, I really got invested in wanting to use the map. It just looks like a really great time, so that's what we're doing. I don't know if there's a sort of end game for this, or if this is just going to be sort of survival. It's a sort of survival game, or playthrough, I guess you would say. But we just have to buy from the used market, so it's not really survival, but it is survival. The end game for us is I would like to buy the main farm that's on the field, which I think is, or the main farm on the map, sorry, I should say, which I believe is about $500,000. So once we get that, then I think we'll hopefully be set up to not need it, but we might get rid of the used vehicle stuff then, as that's sort of a we're in the money, we can do what we want to do, we've got the equity to use, get loans and leases and stuff like that. So, but we'll see what we get to. I'm very excited about this, with all the crops that are on here that I don't use. I also just kind of needed something else to do, you know? Playing my other 2 series, the Vintage Survival and the Broke to Barren Challenge. I don't want to just be grinding contracts and things in those games, because it sort of defeats the purpose. So the more I can play Farming Sim, because I'm really enjoying it, the more I can sort of save for more content. So it's good. It should be a good time. I think we're almost there, but we might not be. We're still a fair whack away. So what I'll do is I'll do a little jump cut and I'll see you at the field as we're starting to harvest. Alright guys, we're here. This is our field of rye. So let's get in there and start harvesting. Get the steering assist on. 2 headlands will be good. Now I know there are a few little funny things about the edges of some of the fields on this map, in that they sort of, some of them have crops growing outside the edge of the field, so a lot of it you might have to do a bit of handwork off the steering assist, but right now we're doing alright. Get that. Get back on the line, there we go. So yeah, this is a relatively decent sized field. I feel like it's a bit big. I probably could have done something smaller to start with. I did look, but I didn't really pay much attention to it. But we are only starting with 2 fields. Potentially 3, but only 2 real ones, and seeing how we need to make as much money as we possibly can as soon as we can. It might help just a little bit to have these bigger fields. I also didn't realise that there was some trees on our land, so if we can cut some of those down, that's a bit of extra money as well. But right now, we're getting this sorted. I'm pretty sure this combine holds about 3,000 litres. Maybe 3.5 it might do. Might even be more than that actually, judging by that. The fill limit there. We'll definitely know by the time we get closer. Maybe 4,000 litres. Might be more accurate. But yes, as I've said, this map is stunning. I really, really like sort of every bit of content that I've seen made on it. It's a great looking little map. Or biggish map. It's not that little, but okay, well this is an awkward little corner. We're just going to take that out. And there we have it. That's our first headland done, and we're at 50%. Nearly 60. So that bodes well for us. I don't think rye is the most profitable crop. Let's have a look. Yeah, so right now we're only going to get $400 per 1,000 litres, so not a lot, but you know, it is what it is. So this first episode is mainly going to be, I would say, harvesting this field and maybe getting it prepared. We do need to harvest the other field as well though, so we might see where we're at once this field's done and just go straight over and do that. But right now, we should probably look at getting our tractor and trailer over here. We'll leave the seeder and cultivator up there because we don't really need them yet, you know. Right now it's a good little problem to have, is too much crop to harvest. But we're doing alright. The tractor only being 95 horsepower is a good little start, because it's not perfect, but it's enough to run a lot of the equipment that we do have, or that we can have, I should say. It might struggle to get up these little mounds with the cultivator, but we can always just make it go downhill from there. That's an easy solution to a problem that might not exist. So I'll get this first run done, and then when I get into the tractor and trailer, I'll throw it on a little time lapse, and then we will get the trailer over, get it filled up, and then carry on in a time lapse until we're all done. 4,200 litres is pretty good. I'll take it, that's for sure. Alright. We're going to jump in the tractor, get the beacon on, drop the seeder. Actually, we can probably drop this off too. We don't really need that quite yet. Oh. I thought I had that lined up pretty good. Alright, there we go. We'll get the tractor going. And I will get a time lapse on. I will see you when we are done harvesting this field, guys.
I keep forgetting I'm getting older, but when I realize it's too late, wanna be young again, do it over. Feel the innocence on my face. I know you don't owe me any favors, but if you did, it would be more time. So if you're listening, Mother Nature, can't you bend your rules? Just say you'll try. Say you'll give me a chance. Say I won't have a last dance. Say the hourglass in my head is never running out of sand. Say you'll grant me a wish. Say I won't have a last kiss. Say the hourglass in my head is never running out of sand. Before we know it, we'll all be long gone. It's a burden that we share. Maybe we're better off in the long run, but right now it seems so damn unfair. I wanna know what forever feels like, if it's a paradise or a hell. So can't you help me out just this one time? If it costs my soul, you know I'll sell. Say you'll give me a chance. Say I won't have a last dance. Say the hourglass in my head is never running out of sand. Say you'll grant me a wish. Say I won't have a last kiss. Say the hourglass in my head is never running out of sand. It's never running out of sand.
Alright guys, welcome back. This pass will probably be enough to fill our harvester, or our trailer as well. I feel like only 3,600 litres of this tank is going to go into that trailer, but I'm not 100% sure on what the full quantity is, so we'll finish this little pass off, or at least until we're full. get in this guy. 8,410 litres so far. And it's 71%, so I feel like we've got a 12,000 litre tank or trailer. Because I think we're only going to get 3,600 in it. Yeah, she's definitely getting full. Oh, 11,007. Okay. Not bad. So now, where are we the most? There. Which is not that far away, but it's far enough. So how do we get there? Let's go right, then left. And then right and left. Okay. That's easy enough. So we'll go get this delivered. We'll go for a little drive through the map. Yeah, this tractor is going to struggle. Maybe on the road we'll be alright. Yeah, once we can get some traction going, we're okay. This is a nice little tractor mod. Nothing too fancy in here. I like the little gear shifter move, and that's cool. I don't know if I've ever noticed that in any other tractors, if it's a thing. Oh yeah, she's struggling to get up the hill. That's alright. Every time she shifts into third, we might need to just stay in second. There we go. We're almost at the hill. Kind of, not really. Level off a bit, we get a bit of pace. But that's the fun. It's definitely designed to be a struggle. And now we go downhill and we're golden, guys. Now it's also... Is it that way? I think it might have been that way. That's alright, we can go. We can go along. But it's also been a couple of hours since we started that harvest. You'll also notice I did change the speed down to 3 times speed. This is our other little field here. Oh, and that was our other field back there. I didn't even realise we were going this way. Do we go dirt track? Yep. Oh, that's right. It's only our grass field. So we'll go along this dirt track. Well, might have been better for us not to do this. Yeah, we definitely need to stick to the roads with a full trailer load. Are we just spinning, are we? Is that what's happening, or? No, it's okay. Let's just do this while we're here. In this. Does 3 high tank it? No, 3 high keeps it alright. But then once we've got our rye dropped off, just over here. Where is it? Oh, a nice little field of sunflower there. Not too bad. Here it is. Now, what do we think we're going to get? We are playing on normal difficulty, so if I feel like we have too much, then we'll change it to hard, but I don't think that was too bad. 6,819 now, just under 6,000. Let's have a look. See, these are our 2 most recent arrivals. I was going to say there's a lot of balers, but they're still way out of our price range. A roller would be nice. I don't think I could pull that. No, I can't. So there you have it. That's our used sales area. Now we'll just get back to the farm. We'll get over there, we'll finish the harvesting, and then I'll see you at the end of it. Alright guys, welcome back. We're pulling up to our second field now. We're going to start this being harvested on a worker. So we'll just get that sorted out. AI worker, work the headlands, start with headland. There we go. Okay, bud. Well, that's crazy. There is a ditch. What are you doing? Mate. What are you doing with that? That was crazy. I can definitely tell you don't own the equipment. Good lord. Alright. And while that's happening, I know the trailer looks empty, but there's an extra 3,313 rye in here, so we're going to take it up to the sell point, sell what's left, and then we'll head on down and finish that triticale field. Now there was another item that popped up in the used sales, which was a forage wagon, a forage mixer. Sorry. Forage mixer? Is that what it is? Yeah. It's a forage mixer wagon to make TMR for the animals, so we are not in need of that yet, so we're just going to avoid that. Hopefully something pops up that we can use soon. Otherwise, we're in trouble. We might just have to deal with some not good yielding fields, if you know what I mean. If we can't get a fertilizer spreader, fertilizer and lime would be phenomenal if it did both, but we're kind of in trouble if none of that happens. But that's the fun, you know, that's the risk that we're taking. And we go this way this time. I remember that much. So yeah, it could be good to use that grass field. I don't know, if we can get a relatively cheap baler, it might be alright. But it could also be worthwhile just changing it, cultivating it up, and making a new field in it, you know? There's a pole. This tractor turns on a dime. There was that big pothole in the road. I don't know if you saw that, but we'll blame that for sure. But so far the day's gone pretty well. I don't know what else we'll get done other than both of our harvesting contracts. I'm going to try harvesting our fields, sorry, not our contracts. I am going to try my best to sort of stick to a time frame in game. I don't really want to be working at night if I don't have to. So I'm going to try and be done by, let's say 6 PM most nights in game. And then if we do need to go longer, obviously we will, but I'm going to try and keep that to a minimum for sure. Now we'll just head up this way again, make our way back to the field. I do know that there is a sort of a maybe a little bug or a little glitch. I'm not 100% sure specifically with what, but I'm pretty confident that if you are using a worker in that harvester, it does not register that your trailer is next to it. So it will not unload into your trailer while the worker is harvesting the field for you. Now, I'm not sure if that was the trailers that if it was the trailer I've seen with this harvester, or if it's a harvester problem. So where is he? Or she, I should say. I thought they were stuck. I was about to be very upset. I would go across here so we don't go in the ditch. Now let's just see, I want to know. Yeah, see? So they do not register that you are there. Okay. Well, you are no longer required. Thanks, bud. Nope. I did it. I started it again. We'll go with 3 headlands this time. And we will turn it 90. No, we don't want to go 90. $55, there we go. I'm forgetting all my buttons right now, guys. There we go. We're going to finish this nice little field of triticale. And then we'll look where the best place to sell that is. We might hold on to this for a little bit. If we can hold on to one crop, I don't think this is worth much more, in all honesty. Yeah, so it's actually worth less. So that's fine. I've forgotten. Yeah, so at the most that was going to be 712, and at the most this is going to be 687. So not much difference. So if we can keep all of this, that might be what we do. But in saying that, the field looks pretty big. We might not be able to do it. But we'll see where we're at the end. I'll send you on a time lapse while we harvest. And I'll see you on the other side once we're done. And we'll see how much we have.
Don't know what you wanna achieve, but make 'em believe you know where you're going. Doesn't matter when you're with me, I like you for you and all that you're doing. I used to be just like you, trying to meet the expectations of this life. But I wrote my own set of rules, you should write your own too, so we can feel alive. Let's get lost in the night, lost in the night. I'm gonna be there, yeah, be by your side. Let's get lost in the night, lost in the night. Nothing can compare to this feeling, alright. When you're lying there old and gray, you'll think of the days you savor the moment. You'll remember the leaps of faith, the love that you gave, only thing that's worth knowing. I used to be just like you, trying to meet the expectations of this life. But I wrote my own set of rules, you should write your own too, so we can feel alive. Let's get lost in the night, lost in the night. I'm gonna be there, yeah, be by your side. Let's get lost in the night, lost in the night. Nothing can compare to this feeling, alright. Live for yourself tonight, time to let in the light. It's good for your heart, oh yeah. And if we start a fight, I'll be right by your side, no matter what. Let's get lost in the night, lost in the night. I'm gonna be there, yeah, be by your side. Let's get lost in the night, lost in the night. Nothing can compare to this feeling.
And welcome back, everyone. Right, we're finishing up now. This is our last little couple of strips of triticale. I would really like to know what that visual issue is with that trailer. It currently has 8,400 litres of triticale in it, but it looks empty. So I might have to do some testing, and if need be, I might just shift it around, change it for a different trailer. If it's the harvester, then we'll just have to deal with it. I'll see if there's a workaround. I believe I do have power tools installed on this series, so not that I'm going to use it. I'm going to try my best not to use super strength and all things like that. That's why we've got the liftable like fertilizer and lime containers and stuff like that. It all works out to be the same price, it's just got to be a little bit more work. But we're going to be finished up here in a moment. And then when we are, we'll have a final look at what's left in our used sales. We'll see what's new. Alright, this guy is done. That's almost a full trailer of triticale. I think we needed an extra 170 litres maybe. Yeah, it's very strange. I don't know where the problem lies in that. As you can see, we've got 10,000. Oh, we were 1,200 off. Oh, yeah. Yeah. We needed 3,000. 10,453 litres of triticale. Which, if we sold it right now, would be, give or take, $4,000, nearly $5,000. Which we could do. See what's new. Yeah, we don't need any of this. The best thing we could hope for would be like another tractor. But yeah, we definitely can't get that. That's way out of our reach. There's a lot of stuff, but not a lot we can use, you know? So we'll have a look at the contracts just to see. Yeah, so we could do fertilizing contracts. There's a couple of harvesting contracts, but I don't think the time it would take to do it for us wouldn't make it worth it. If there was a smallish field for, like this one's probably not too bad, but you know, we could leave it. Oh, I just got rid of them all. Never mind. We'll just start it again. There they are. I pressed the wrong button. That's fine. But yeah, so that's all of it. That's where we're at. That was a rookie error by me there, wrong button, but you know. So right now we'll leave all of our stuff here. Got to remember to turn that off. Lower the header so no one gets hurt. Fold it all back up, and there we go, we're out. So we do have to remember that this trailer is full of triticale. Doesn't say, well, it says it is, so that's good. But yes, so far we're doing alright. Good start, I think, to the series. But hopefully we get some better options in the used sales, or we're going to be in a bit of trouble, guys. Let me know down below if you want me to switch it to the harder economy. I feel like it's not terrible right now. It's sort of doable. But we'll look into it a bit more with a few contracts and once some stuff starts showing up in the used market that we can use. But don't forget to like the video if you liked it. Comment down below any tips, any fields you think would be good to get. Any mods you think would be good to add. I'm going to add a few more different sort of pieces of equipment in there. I just wanted to make sure I could get this all working. And yeah, I'll see you in the next episode, guys. Take care. Goodbye now.